Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am so glad that you're here because I have an earth-shattering question for you. Have you ever bought a kit, a digital kit, perhaps labels, printed multiple pages off them on cardstock, fussy cut them, and then proceeded to let them sit for 3-4 years because of course other perhaps more beautiful things came along, or you got busy, or whatever. Yeah, this is not all of them, people, but in today's episode of Use It, Don't Store It, I decided that I'm going to do something with these guys. Oh, these bigger sheets aren't even totally fussy cut yet. Ay. So they're, and this is in, excuse me, in no way to diss this particular kit. Obviously, it must have been during a phase when medicinal, pharmaceutical type labels were the rage, and I knew I couldn't live without them. So clearly I bought them. Nobody's fault but my own. Anyway, this is what we are tackling today. That and about 3 million stickers. Now, if you've ever wondered how much I love you, your answer is going to be revealed. I love you so much that I did the inking of the stickers. I used Pebble Beach just to knock back some of the glossiness. Let me show you. So I used a few bug ones, so you can see this pretty shiny, pretty white, or another color. So I did the inking, and I also fussy cut around all of the ones that had way too much white and blue or green space around them. So now I can't guarantee that I won't struggle getting the backing paper off, but hey, I tried. So let us begin. Oh, and look at these. I may have told this story before. In the beginning, when I first started buying digitals, I didn't know a thing about anything. And so I love peonies, and somebody out there was selling these beautiful botanical drawings of peonies. So naturally I bought the kit. Well, I didn't know anything about how, so many to a page, or reducing the size of an image. So to this day, I still have a file folder with a bunch of these full page, like 8.5 by 11 pictures of a single peony. So one of these days, that's going to be the next thing I tackle. So I'm just showing you this as an example of printing something photo page. So you can see that I've used 2 of them today. And the other 3 plus this are still there. So I don't know. I guess I always felt that with digitals, if I didn't print them and have them visible, I would forget that I bought them. And that would be an equally sad situation. So I did get, excuse me, a bit of a jump start on doing this because otherwise we'd be here all day. So basically you can see that I picked a variety of sizes and shapes of the smaller labels. And the first thing I did, because I love using napkins and I have many beautiful ones, I have beautiful napkin bundles in my Etsy and Maker's Market shops. And I also have scraps. So this is small. This is maybe 2¼ inches by 1 inch and a bit. Those are very tiny scraps. So I feel good that I've used bigger pieces and little teeny tiny pieces. I've gotten glorious little images, and so I'm using up the labels that I've already printed and paid for. I'm using up napkins that I've paid for. And I'm using, okay, in this case, these Western ones, they're pretty cute too. And there are some that are, so it was one of those things where I have a single napkin like that, multiple images. So there were these sepia colored buildings and this guy trying to get on a horse and these guys riding with a little shrub there. And there are several more that wouldn't have fit on these small things. So like in this case, I'm basically considering these done. Now I suppose I could search high and low for a little number, especially in that corner. But at this point, I'm just about done with this. So I'll put those to the side. This is another one of those napkins. Very cute, very Eastery, springy. But all these little teensy-weensy little images. Tiny little yard, a sparrow with some wheat, a butterfly, bluebells, you name it. The only thing missing is the kitchen sink. So this is pretty busy anyway, and it looks cute. So why am I, like if it ain't broke, why fix it? Now this, with these, and you'll see that I've used a variety of things. So on this one, like these were beautiful on their own because those images are beautiful. But I did use two of those little micro definition things. This one is kind of shiny and raised a bit. And I thought, well, I've got it. I might as well use it. This, just a sentiment. This one I haven't done anything with so far. I kind of like it the way it is because, sometimes white space doesn't hurt. And this is rather busy as it is, so I'm leaving it as is for the time being. But let's see what else I've got in store here. So I will just tell you, now I have to pay attention so I don't put these upside down. The mortar and pestle would be that way. As always, I just use my glue stick to adhere napkin to the, to whatever it is. So I did all of those first, and then as they dried or as I got impatient, I trimmed any surplus that may have, well, not surplus, but, whoa, I don't like things at an angle as a rule. So let's get it straight. Look how cute this is. These are magnolia blossoms, and I think something tore there, but that little butterfly is going to fill the gap. Oh, sticker. So let me see how easy it's going to be to get these off. Of course, the closer I've cut to the edge, the harder, the less there is to really poke at without, sort of wrecking the sticker. Whoops. Anyway, I was saying that I use glue stick on my napkins, and I find that it seems to work better. This is where we're going to bog down, is it? It seems to work better, less tearing and, little boo-boos like that, if I put the ink on the substrate as opposed to on the napkin, because that really does sort of weaken it. So I kind of figure out my positioning on the whatever it is. In this case, it's these labels. And I then apply the glue there. Now, I don't know, it's going to be a pain if I have to keep covering that, but I don't know how quickly it dries. Oh, is this? Yeah, I think it is a sticker. Now, so of course, it's especially if you've torn the edges or it's an unusual shape, it is going to be virtually impossible to get the glue only where you want it. So sometimes I'm short and have to, get under there and add a little at the edges. That's fine. But equally as often, I put too much. But you know what? After the glue dries, it doesn't do anybody any harm. So that's how I do it. Now this one, oh, this is going this way. I bet you I thought it was vertical. But yet that, I'm going to pretend it's this way. So, I mean, years ago, I think could it have just been, I've talked about this sale before. It was a garage sale out in the country. The woman just wanted, I don't know if this was pre-COVID, post-COVID, mid-COVID. I don't know. It was an interesting time, let's just say that. Anyway, this was all outside. My sister told me about it. She had gone there and bought what she wanted. She told me about it. We went back again. I mean, she came back with me. And the woman really hadn't priced anything. You'd kind of, whatever you wanted, you put on a pile, and then you made her an offer. And I mean, ridiculously. Look at this guy. This is an insect of some sort. Now, if you promise not to tell, I will admit that I cut off some of his legs. But, Anyway, talk about Mother Nature being smart with that camouflage, eh? It looks like a little cluster of leaves. Anyway, so got a heck of a lot of stuff. How do I want this? And so one of those canvas, were they on wheels? Or was it more like a brief? Anyway, a thing full of this. Well, it might be a sticker. Scrapbooking paper, stickers, and I think she might have been a subscriber to some kind of a sticker club or some darn thing. Anyway, lots and lots and lots of stuff, and it didn't cost, I don't know, maybe $20 altogether. And I mean, it was literally boxes full. Anyway, this non-smoker brings it home, brings it into the house, and realize, oh my goodness, everything reeks of cigarettes. So that, and I think we've established that I have one of those heads that doesn't tolerate noxious smells very well. So it was a process of airing this stuff out for months and months, it seemed. So anyway, a lot of the stickers I have are still back from that purchase. And of course, like many other people, if I see a cute, look at here, baby ones of those guys. If I see cute, attractive stickers at Dollarama, I'm going to buy them, even though, probably don't have a plan. But let me tell you, I have not been buying stickers at all unless it comes in some kind of a grab bag and I'm unaware of it, because I have so many stickers. Maybe I'll save myself the embarrassment of showing you the box I keep them in. Which, by the way, when I was organizing recently, because I'm like you, always organizing, always trying to find a better system to store things, to access things. So it means moving things around. It means moving maybe big fixtures like pieces of furniture around. It means moving things from baskets to bins and from bins to baskets and so on. Anyway, I sent out a bunch of Happy Mail movement envelopes, And they really aren't, the outside isn't decorated, which is sort of one of the goals, because you think I could remember where I put those damn stickers. And it was kind of bothering me because it's a big box. But, you know, like most things, including Teresa's light box. No, light box. Yeah, light box. Things eventually show up. Maybe to shock and awe you. Oh. This box is, well, it's wooden, and I decoupaged it with map pages. This box is 5 inches tall and more than a foot long, so 13 inches by 10.5 inches. And it does have a cover, but obviously I don't have it covered because it's overflowing. And that's not the only place I have stickers, of course. So you can see why I'm sick of the storing aspect. Anyway, whoops, gotta get the backing off. So yeah, this seems like the perfect project. And the reason I wanted these little guys, and you'll, if you're watching me, you know, glue them or finish them and put them aside, you're seeing all sorts of styles, colors, because of course I picked the smallest scraps of napkins, which, you know, you don't really have a big choice, so you use what, you know, the smallest pieces. And so then it meant finding stickers that sort of made sense, you know, size-wise, color-wise, whatever. So the reason I'm like, this bee is gigantic for these tiny little rosebuds, but he becomes the focal point. And you can see that some of these really glossy ones, some of the ink that I put on there almost rubs off a bit because, of course, it's kind of a slick surface. Anyway, my intention with these is I usually try to include some kind of a little thingamajig with orders that I get, you know, and I'm not about to add something that's heavy or bulky that's going to increase anybody's postage bill, but I do want something. I want to include something as an indication, as just a token of thanks, and that I put some thought and effort into packing it up. And of course, there's also the Happy Mail movement thing going on. So my plan with these is, you know, they're thin and they're small. Let's not do this upside down. So these things will just get tucked into envelopes or along with the note I include. So if you have a plethora of labels, or, well, it could have been anything. It could have been game cards, it could have been playing cards, but in this case, these guys are taking up so much space. Let's see, let's not put this butterfly upside down. Taking up so much space because I have a little 5-drawer plastic thing right here. And, oh, see, this napkin is one of those, I think they tend to be fairly expensive. They're just a single layer and they almost feel like cloth. I have this one that makes me think it's kind of old. And then I have one that's all covered in butterflies. Anyway, so I will have these things kind of done and ready to go. I still, as you saw at the beginning, still have those 3 bundles of labels in a variety of sizes. And I don't know, I guess I should maybe do an experiment and see how good is the glue on these stickers. Am I wasting time and glue going through this gluing process? I don't know if I like that. Usually I don't stick things smack dab in the middle. But see how it's kind of white around the chair legs? Anyway, call it done. Now with this one, same napkin, different part of it, same bears. And I was so tempted to cut those roses away. No one would have ever known, but kind of matches the pink in there. So I figured, I can do it. Anyway, I hope that you're well. This is a Sunday, end of April, as I'm filming this. I think I'm finally finding a bit of rhythm with the videos, with the reduced videos per week. So glad about that, because I agonized a bit about doing it. Still haven't scanned a darn thing. What is this? But maybe that will happen this week. Oh, I should also tell you that I've very graciously been given the go-ahead to take part in another live sale with Angela, the Traveling Crafter, and her cohort and my friend, well, they're both friends, Carol from Crinkled Path Journals. Whoa, did I tear that one? So I'll do a quickie preview video as I did last time. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do this because it gives me a chance to see what I have and what I'm prepared to part with. And, it's very gratifying when you see that there's somebody else or a number of people doing the same thing. This is one of those paper craft type ones. Doing the same sort of thing that love the same sort of stuff that I have loved. And I also, 3.5, 4 years in, feel like I'm a lot smarter now about, or not smarter, but more realistic about how much I can actually do. So things that seemed really like, oh, I must do whatever, I'm now, the reality of how long everything takes, how long it takes to do a journal to my standards and to my, like I don't do crap work. So, to do a good job takes some time. Okay, this is a circle. It could be any way. I guess I'm going to pick this angle. So we actually rigged up something today that is going to give me the room to spread out. See, this one has a black background and these moths or butterflies or whatever. So it's quite different from anything else we've seen. Anyway, we know that anytime we're standing, you need room to spread out. I'll be making bundles and so on, or kits. But for the sake of our backs and our health, we should be working at a counter height as opposed to just a table height. And I have a quartz countertops, and a 7-foot or whatever island in the kitchen. But when I take over that, number one, it lasts for days, and it just doesn't seem right. Anyway, so I had bought a 4-pack of those table risers. I think they're actually called bed risers, but we have suckers so heavy, an actual 4x8 sheet of plywood, because this is a long time ago, when someone invented those folding table legs, then of course halls and clubs and communities and individuals would buy a set of legs or more and make, add some kind of a top to it, and then all of a sudden had a folding table. Well, we tend to overbuild instead of cutting corners. So all the tables that we have ever made over the years were 3/4-inch plywood, and then they were stained and varnished and, and rounded edges. So that's all great until you try to lift the sucker up, hey? Anyway, see, this is a really cute one. I have so many of these, I don't know that I've used a single one. But again, I had to ink it because it was bright white. Anyway, so we have rigged that up now. But of course, after a few hours of standing at that, I realized, a person can't exactly stand for hours on end either. Like, I'm sort of prone to sciatica. And one thing that can trigger it is standing in one spot for too long. Let's see, I think this would be right, because eucalyptus grows up. If you find that, you missed a little bit on the napkin, you can always just rip it off or get in there with some art glitter glue and tack it down again. 2 more to go. See that magnolia again? Is that not the most beautiful thing? So, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. I emailed Sandy Wilhelmina today because that if things are working right in my life, I tape ahead and schedule videos for, days, weeks in advance, because I always feel like I want the freedom to, play hooky if I want to, or sometimes things happen and you must. Oh, don't tear his antenna. You need to step away. So, anyway, the thrift haul videos especially always are way ahead. Because, I was doing them on Thursdays only. And let's see, do we know which way is up here? I don't know, maybe it's like this. Anyway, long story short, it was a thrift haul video from, this is weeks ago that she asked the question. And it had been weeks before that I had done the video. And she was asking about the name of a particular book. And I don't know. I didn't know which one she was talking about. I kind of looked at the ones that still hadn't been put away. And I had to say, I'm sorry, I just don't know which one you're talking about. Well, today, as I was rearranging my bookcases, I realized she was talking about Chester's Barn. And it is a gorgeous book. So anyway, I emailed her that info. So the point of that story is that it is good to periodically shake things up, because that's when we find lost and forgotten items. Okay, let me kind of spread these guys out. There are going to be way too many for you to... Oh, well, you saw these, but anyway, we'll count them. Isn't this one cute? I did have to cut his feet off, but I thought his comb and tail were a little more important. I have those napkins in my, I don't know, maybe it's in the animal collection. Oh, I didn't talk about these numbers. I don't know where they came from, but, you know, they can easily get damaged because of their, you know, skinny areas. So it just felt like, okay, use it already. Use it, don't store it. So, I mean, this is a good cross-section of things. And I guess before I actually give any of them away, I should also decide if there are some that I must have for my own projects. So this one will probably end up in one of the purple journals. Maybe this one will too. But oh, and these guys. Cowboys. Cowboys. Bunny. Horses. An old western town. So let me see what you can see. I can see that in the... Okay, that's not too bad. I think you can see most of them. So you can see that that is a pretty good output. And that's a lot of labels gone. Isn't this kind of cool and dramatic? But, as I told you, I still have all of these. I actually forgot. I must have thought, I don't know what I thought. But look at, if I, they only seem bigger. Whoops. These, if they get cut down the way they should, nothing like a skull and crossbones to... So there are either, you can see that they sit in a label drawer, or in one of the drawers with the labels. A lot of this stuff was sure poisonous, hey? Oh my goodness, more skull and crossbones. But I guess if I cover them with napkins, it's not going to be obvious that they should have been. And they are cardstock weight, so. Oh, Spirits of, wait, where did I see Spirits of Lavender? I don't know what that does for, what? For adults. Blah, 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 drops to a teaspoon of, but of course we don't know what that's going to cure. But it was from Bannock City, Montana. Anyway, when I was in Manitoba with those gals, one of the places we went to for lunch, just a sweet, charming little place. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe something like the Honey Pot or something. Anyway, it was a restaurant with several rooms, or you know, like it wasn't one great big you know, hall type affair where there's no privacy or whatever. So there were different rooms, and you felt, you know, a little more, I guess it was, well, cozier. Anyway, I think 3 maybe out of the 4 of us ordered lavender Earl Grey. Well, my goodness, that, you know, part of it, of course, was the company we were keeping, but it was so delicious. So now every time I'm in a store, I look for that. So it's obviously not an off-the-counter brand. I don't know if someone like David's Teas has it or whatever. I haven't looked that far, but it's not a commercially, you know, boxed brand with bags, and so it might be it's a loose tea. I don't know. But I have the diffuser and all that. So anyway, if anyone knows about the existence of lavender Earl Grey, let moi know, please. Anyway, so I think that obviously I can't continue to do this now because I've spent a lot of time on this so far. And then here are these tinier ones. I have a different idea in mind for them. So you'll see that at some point. But yeah, I think I'm going to probably keep these bigger ones intact. Let them become journaling cards. Love the look of napkins, and I have bigger pieces as well. So I will cover those with napkins when I may be watching an Oilers hockey game or something. As we speak, there's another game tonight. The fourth game in the first round. Oilers are leading the series 3-1. Well, no, I guess 2-1. No, 3-1. No, they've only played 3 times, so 2-1. Today is a Los Angeles game. Anyway, okay, thank you so much for being here. And I hope this has inspired you to dig into something that is maybe an irritant in your life and something that you think, hey, I've had that way too long. I've already, you know, printed it or whatever. And turn it from something you're storing into something you can actually use and maybe share with other people. Oh, another thing, but it will have happened probably by the time you see this. I'm also finally, I reached out to Brenda Clark, aka the Simple Crafter. She lives about an hour and a half away from me, and I reached out to her and I said, okay, let's pick a date. And I said, I'm not available Monday. She said, I'm not available on Friday, so Wednesday it will be. So that should be fun. Of course, I'm trying to figure out what kind of goodies to take her. She's. I have to say, Brenda, if you watch this, you weren't very compliant in giving me some idea of what you like. I know the classic thing are mushrooms, but hey, there's got to be more to life than mushrooms. So I guess I'll have to use my best judgment and hope that you like what I bring. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. I hope you're aware of the hashtag Pick a Pocket open collab that is going on. I want you to join in. Pockets are easy. Pockets are fun. I think we're at about the 870 or so in subscribers. So that's, I can practically see 1,000 off in the horizon there. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Help me get there. And I am secretly working on a journal for a giveaway associated with that milestone. So please, please, please help me get there. Anyway, okay, is this the 4th time I'm saying goodbye? Hey, maybe 5 times a charm. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.